إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا وقال تعالى إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء وقال تعالى وقل رب زدني علما وعن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. So we know as Muslims that we are all aware that Islam is growing very fast. Many people are accepting Islam, many people are joining Islam. And many of us will be aware that Islam is the fastest growing religion, and they say, according to calculations, by the year 2050, Islam will be the largest religion in terms of following. And they say 1 in every 3 people or something like that will be Muslim. And this makes us all very happy, and it should do as well, because of course the more people who can be saved from the hellfire, the more this should please us. But at the same time, many of us are not aware of the number of people who are leaving the religion. And to give you an example of that, they say in America, every year tens of thousands of people accept Islam. But they also have noticed that the number of Muslims is more or less staying the same every year. Why is that? Because the same number of people are going in the opposite direction. The same number of people are leaving. And for us here in the UK as well, every year there are thousands of people who leave Islam. And you know, there are so many there's this ex-Muslim websites now, exmuslim.org, exmuslim.com, exmuslim. Whatever it is, and there's a CEMB, Council of Ex-Muslims in Britain. There are many people who are leaving Islam. So what is the solution to this? Well, one thing that we as Muslims all need to do is we need to learn Islam more. We need to do more studying of the religion. Because if we don't know about Islam, if we haven't studied, if we are ignorant, that is more reason for somebody to go astray. And in fact, this khutba I actually did it over a year ago in my Islamic college, and I did think that it wouldn't be appropriate now to come and deliver it here about seeking knowledge, going and studying knowledge, because I thought this is only appropriate for people who want to study to become ulama. And of course, one of the obligations on the person who gives the khutbah is to deliver something that is relevant to everyone. So at first I thought, no, maybe this isn't quite right to do in the mosque. But then I realized that no, actually, this should be something that is something that's the duty of everyone. Learning the religion, studying the religion, this is something that should be done by everyone, regardless of whether they want to become a scholar or not. And of course, that's exactly what it says in the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. And as I said, particularly now in the 21st century, when there are so many there's so much calling against Islam, against religion, there are so many people leaving. It's almost like it's become more important than ever before for each Muslim person to seek to study the religion. And now, of course, we have some time, because of what's happening now. Many people have got the opportunity now. They may be less busy. Now is a great opportunity to study. And of course, it's not possible for us to go all over the globe seeking knowledge because of the circumstances. But in a way, there are more opportunities now than there were before to study online. So in a way, it's easier for us. Of course, it does not mean just going on YouTube and searching Islamic video or Islamic whatever, and then clicking on the first thing that comes up and going for that. We need to be a bit more selective. But we all know that there are many, in the UK and elsewhere, there are many institutions that teach Islam online. They have recorded lectures and so on. And each one of us should make some effort to learn, to study the religion seriously, in depth. Now, not just reading and reciting and memorizing the Quran and so on, but actually trying to understand. This is that time when we should try and do that. And we know that Ramadan is coming up in about 2 months or so. And Ramadan, we know, is the month of the Quran. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. So we should try and improve our understanding of the Quran in the time in these 2 months. That we should make it a goal to improve our understanding of the Quran, to learn the Quran more. And I don't just mean reading, as I said, I don't just mean reading and memorizing, but actually going more into depth. So finding, it could be finding some reliable scholar who, this person has studied the religion properly, and there might be some recorded lectures or live lectures or anything online, and actually making that effort and making that commitment to every day learn something in depth of the Quran. So that maybe by the time Ramadan comes, you might have already studied a lot or maybe most of the Quran. And there were a few points with regards to learning the religion that I wanted to highlight. Number one, and this is very important, is intention. We all know about the hadith of intention. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. And this is particularly important. This is important in every aspect of the religion, and it remains important when it comes to learning the religion. We know that there's the hadith about the man who will be brought on the Day of Judgment, who will be a scholar. He'll be a scholar. He's learned so much about the religion. He knows so much. But it will be said to him, إِنَّمَا تَعَلَّمْتَ يُقَالَ عَالِمٌ. You only learned so that it will be said, you are a scholar. And then there will be another one who recites the Quran, and it will be said to him, إِنَّمَا قَرَأْتَ يُقَالَ قَارِئ. You only read the Quran, so it will be said, you are a qari. And then these two will be thrown into the hellfire. So that is the first point I want to make. So overall we should all make this commitment, we should all make this effort to start learning the religion more seriously. But there are a few things that I wanted to point out. That's the first point. We should get our intention right. We should make our intention. We should seek to have the best possible intention for studying the religion, not to show other people how much we know. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. So the first point I made with regards to learning the religion was intention. We should have the right intention. And the second thing, which kind of ties in with that, is we should all remain humble, no matter what. We should all focus on having humility. And there's a nice story here with regards to Imam Malik. And many of us would have heard of Imam Malik, and we know how great he is. Imam Mudar al-Hijrah. Imam Malik, it's in fact said that there's one hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, there will come a time when everyone is traveling to seek knowledge, and people will not find except the most knowledgeable person people will be able to find will be the scholar of Medina. And many people say that this is Imam Malik. So Imam Malik, we can see how knowledgeable he was. And it's said that one day Imam Malik entered the mosque after Asr, so between Asr and Maghrib, and he sat down. So one young man came to him and said, you ignorant person, do you not know the etiquette of the mosque? When you enter the mosque, you must do tahiyyatul masjid. You must pray 2 rak'ahs sunnah. And Imam Malik, like many others, was of the opinion that after Asr, between Asr and Maghrib, you don't pray anything. Between Asr and Maghrib, there's no prayer between Asr and Maghrib. So this man came to him and said, don't you know, you must pray 2 rak'ahs when you enter the mosque. And this is Imam Malik, this is not some common person. This is arguably the most knowledgeable person on the face of the earth at that time. What did Imam Malik do? He stood up and he prayed 2 rak'ahs. So when the people came and asked him, why did you do that? You teach that there's no prayer between Asr and Maghrib, and then this person came and he said you must pray, and you stood up and prayed. Imam Malik said, I didn't want to be of those who are described in the Quran. It said to them, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمُ ارْكَعُوا لَا يَرْكَعُونَ. When it said to them to get up and pray, they do not. When it said to them to bow down, they do not bow down. When it said to them to pray, they don't pray. Imam Malik said, I didn't want to be of those people. So we can see the humility of Imam Malik. If it was any one of us who's learned even a little bit, somebody comes and says something to us, we'll say, don't you know, you're completely wrong and stuff like that. and I have studied this and you have no idea what you're talking about. This was Imam Malik, he was the most knowledgeable person at that time. And this person who came and told him, he had no idea what he was talking about. And yet Imam Malik he didn't say anything to him, he just got up and prayed. This is how people rise to higher levels. This is how this is how the scholars of Islam were in the past. This is what Allah says, when those who are humble, Allah raises their rank. So we should be humble no matter what, in whatever it is. The next point I want to make was that when we learn, we should always focus on ourselves first. We should always do it for our own benefit first. So often, and this will not apply to everyone, but often when people learn, they think more about, I'm learning to teach other people. I'm learning to teach other people. And then what will happen is, in many cases, people will do it too quickly. They won't focus enough on their studying. They won't pay enough attention to their learning because they'll just be trying to do it as quickly as possible. Let me quickly get this book finished. Let me quickly get this book finished. Let me quickly finish the Quran. Let me quickly do this. Let me quickly do that. Let me quickly read all of Sahih al-Bukhari because I need to go and teach everyone else. But we should know that the first reason, the main reason why we learn is to benefit ourselves first. Then after that, we try and teach other people as well. And we can see this from the companions as well, how the companions were when it came to knowledge. If we look at the narration of Mu'adh ibn Jabal, he went to the Prophet ﷺ and he said to him, he said to the Prophet ﷺ, أخبرني بعمل يدخلني الجنة ويباعدني من النار. He asked the Prophet, inform me of an action which will enter me into paradise and distance me from the hellfire. So he was first thinking about himself. He was thinking he was trying to learn and he was thinking how it's going to benefit himself, how it's going to help him to enter Jannah, and how it's going to help him to distance himself from the hellfire. This is how the Sahaba were. They were always trying to learn, firstly because they wanted to better themselves. So that's why they would always learn to very deeply, and they would learn properly. They wouldn't learn, they wouldn't rush through it. Trying to get, okay, I'm going to become this alim, or I'm going to become this person or this person. They would first try to benefit themselves. They would make sure to learn everything deeply. This was the third point. The fourth point, the final point is really what we can expect. What we should expect if we do make this commitment, if we do try and learn the knowledge. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. Allah raises the rank of the people who learn, of the scholars, very high. And also Allah says, the Prophet said, وَمَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقًا يَلْتَمِسُ فِيهِ عِلْمًا سَهَّلَ اللَّهُ لَهُ بِهِ طَرِيقًا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. Many of us would have heard this. The Prophet said, whoever seeks the path of knowledge, Allah will make his path to Jannah easy. And we also know that there's another hadith. The Prophet said that regarding the one who seeks knowledge, regarding the one who is concerned with their ilm, that even the fish deep in the ocean will pray for him. Even the fish at the bottom of the ocean will pray for the forgiveness of this person. So we can see that this is a very virtuous thing to do. And every single one of us, regardless of whether we want to become a scholar or not, regardless of whether we want to become an imam or not, regardless of whether we want to go on YouTube or not, we should try and learn the religion, because as I said, it's primarily for our own selves, to benefit ourselves first, then to benefit other people. So it's just really, the only thing that varies is the extent to which you do it. You may not go, leave, you might not be leaving your job and fully committing to learning the religion 24 hours a day, but you should at least spend some time, even if it's something on the side, you should spend some time learning the religion. Because, and regardless of who you are, whether you want to be a scholar or not, every single one of us should make that commitment, inshallah. And as I said, with Ramadan coming up, there's 2 months to Ramadan, we should set ourselves some goals that by Ramadan I'm going to have learned this much or this much or this much or whatever it is, however simple it may be. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
استووا الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام الحمد لله. تدرس مثلا؟ نعم تدرس. تدرس. نعم. أول